Hi, I'm Lisa Holden. I'm the Employer Communications Manager here at Glassdoor, and today we're going to cover the do's and don'ts of responding to reviews. First, why respond to reviews in the first place? Well, I'll tell you. Glassdoor houses 32 million reviews and insights about what it's like to work at companies all around the world. And those insights are what informed candidates use to prepare themselves for the interview process, decide if they want to work for a company in the first place, etc. And we know that informed candidates read at least 7 reviews before forming an opinion about a company. And so that means that they're really using these reviews and insights to make better decisions about where to work. And if you're not reading those reviews and insights and involved in that conversation, you could be doing your organization a disservice. Which brings me to our first don't, which is don't be afraid to respond to reviews. We know that nearly 2/3 of our user base agree that their perception of a company improves after seeing an employer respond to a review. And that means they're not saying that the response has to be perfect. The response doesn't have to be aligned with what they want to see. Just the fact that the employer has taken the time to engage is enough to actually improve their perception of the company. So if you're not responding to reviews at all, you could be missing out on this candidate base that's really starting to expect that. Which brings me to our first do, which is do establish your brand voice. We know that 3 and 4 are more likely to apply if the employer actively manages its employer brand. And that's everything from posting photos to responding to reviews and really just engaging on a platform like Glassdoor where there's both that employee and employer voice. We also know that 93% of job seekers want to be informed about all aspects of a company prior to accepting the job offer. So if you see a review that is maybe incomplete, doesn't share the whole story, that's a great opportunity for you to share more content and give more authenticity to the candidate who's coming in to interview for your organization that may not fully understand the ins and outs. And by informing that candidate, you're setting them up in a position to succeed and hopefully get hired by your organization. So our next do is formulate a strategy. This isn't something that you can necessarily do alone. So if you're pulling in other folks from your departments, people from HR, PR, communications, marketing, you're really developing a cross-department strategy that can help you tackle reviews as they come in from a long-term perspective. So you should build that team and use that team to develop a response cadence. Does that mean you have to respond to every review? Maybe for some companies it does, and maybe for others it means you need to respond to high priority reviews first or most recent reviews first. And once you develop that cadence, it becomes very easy to create that strategy on how to divide and conquer and make sure that people that you've built in that team know what they're responsible for throughout that process. And our next do is create a feedback loop. So it's really important to dedicate time to really read the reviews and develop those responses. But once you've read them, you'll start to notice that you can understand themes or see trends of what's actually happening at your organization. And as you involve relevant stakeholders to kind of tackle some of those themes, you might be able to say to your workforce, hey, we noticed that this is working really well and we're glad it is and we're going to keep it up. And we've also noticed that this other element isn't working as well. And here are some of the things we're going to do to tackle that. And what we find over and over at Glassdoor is that you might not be able to tackle every problem. That's just the nature of the beast sometimes. But just communicating that you're on it, you're aware of it, and you're doing what you can to attempt to solve it speaks volumes for your employer brand and can really help out your employee engagement efforts. And finally, our last don't is don't leave this up to chance. Employees are now the most trusted spokespeople to communicate topics relating to your business and your employer brand, even more than the CEO. So use your employees as your brand ambassadors because they have interesting stories to tell that are so authentic. They're from their own experiences, and that's exactly what job seekers need to get that real taste of what your company's actually like. And so your employees are a really crucial element to your employer brand. So I encourage you to encourage them to post reviews on Glassdoor, talk about your company across social media, and really share that authentic employee voice that can make other candidates be more informed and in a better position to decide if they are truly a fit for your organization. So how do you get started? The only thing you need to do is claim a free employer account on Glassdoor, what we call an FEA. So simply go to Glassdoor for Employers and follow the prompts to get your free employer account or claim your profile, and you will be set to start responding to reviews today. Thank you so much for watching.